Hi friends, we are going to continue the hooks concept. Here we are going to see the one more hook like a use reducer hook. Use reducer also it is a one type of the state management hook. Like how use state will perform, like same like use reducer also it will going to perform. Use state only takes the while calling the use state only takes the one argument like it is a initial state argument. But use reducer will take the three arguments. One is the optional, you can leave it. One is the optional, you can leave it. It is a init function. What is the remaining two means? One is the reducer function. Second one is the initial argument. Reducer function means it will gives like it is a like one type of the function actually. It is also one type of function. It will have the your state variable and it will have the state and actions like state and actions. According to the action we are calling using the dispatch method in the dispatch method given by the this use reducer this action will be taken in the reducer function. We are going to see first use reducer function. Use reducer function. Use reducer function. If you see the syntax of this use reducer syntax, use reducer it will take one is the reducer function, another one is the initial argument, initial arg. Second one is like third one is init function. It is optional. That's why I'm making as a question mark. It will return the two things. Actually, it will return the two things. One is the state, like what is the updated state or initial state. Second one is the dispatch method. You can name it as a your wish. This is a like array destructuring. This is a array destructuring. You can name it as a this is one as a S. You can name it as a this one is a D. You can name it as a according to your naming convention. Like this is a like here reducer function is like reducer is a function. It will contains like suppose reducer is a function. It takes the one is the and state and action. Action means action contains the like certain action contains the what we are going to perform. If you take the action dot type like action dot type like type equal to we are going to perform the increment according to the increment the state will be updated. According to this increment I'm going to update or I'm going to return like suppose update the state like something like a like if you take like logic I'm going to write in the example update state like this I'm going to return for else 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 if action dot type equal to decrement. Now we want to decrement the again update here one more state again update the state. This function like this. According to your convention, you can write the either we can write the if or you can write the switch case. According to your, if you want to write the logic for, you can write here reduce the function. You can modify or you can write the your own logic in the reducer function here. If you take the initial, if you take the use state, if you take the use state means I'm going to compare with this use state hook. It will contains only the initial argument. It gives the two things. It returns the two things. One is the state, or the second one is the set state. Set state means using this set state we can update the input. Its initial state will be number, can be the number, string, or object, or function, or anything. You can take it is anything. It will, if you want to update the state, we are going to update this state using the set state. How we are going to update set state? Set state of, we are going to update like a updated state, or updated value. Like this we are going to update. In this also, in the here also, how we are going to like perform the updation in this means dispatch, like D. Here we have given D, that's why I'm going to give the D of, we are going to perform like a type column increment, type column increment, or type column increment D of type column decrement, column decrement. Like this we are going to call the function. While doing a small example like a counter application, we are going to achieve these things. In the next session we are going to say some more big example like a 2D example using the useReducer function. First we are going to perform this in the counter application. I'm going to create one folder called sorry, not here, in the compounds. In the compound I'm going to create one folder called useReducer. useReducer. Here I'm one more create counter app. I'll make it as a counter app. In this I'm going to create counter app.js. Here I'm going to write RFCE, RFCE. I'm going to take the useReducer from the useReducer from the React. Here cost of const count comma dispatch method. Dispatch. Here useReducer will take the reducer function, reducer comma initial state. You can make it as an initial state. From there we are going to pass. First one is a const of initial state equal to, I'm taking as a 0. Second one, const of reducer equal to state comma, it is a function where, that's why we are performing that, we are taking the two parameters called state comma action. If you take here, class name p of 10, class name p of 10, not p of, I'm going to take the container, and mx auto, and mx auto m y-axis, y-axis means vertical direction. I'm going to take 10. In this, if you want to make this center, I'm going to use the flex, not required, Okay, it will take. Here I am going to write the here in this one more div. In this I am going to take first value is counter, second one is t. Here I am going to take count border border gray 500. Next test center test center test color white. Which one I'm going to take the test to Excel and font. I'm going to take semi bold and uh, bold test center. Actually, it is shop GG orange 400. I'm going to take once again run this plus npm run there. Localhost 5173. Like we are going to actually we are going to in the main. I'm deleting this one. I'm deleting this one. Counter have to see this. Let me see the goal. Looks like ugly. Looks like ugly. That's why I'm going to give the sum width here. Max width. Here I'm going to give max width and the here give the rounded corner LG. If you want to give, I'm going to give the padding x-axis 4 and y-axis 6. Here also give text Excel and font semi bold and text center. Actually, not at all. Here also text center is not. See, it I'm going to take date. I'm going to take here text for Excel, text to Excel. How we are going to call the dispatcher? We are going to take the two buttons. For that, I'm going to take div like button increment. This is the increment button. This is the decrement. Here also I'm going to take some margin. 4 I'm going to take and the flex I'm going to take and the gap of 4 I'm going to take. 4 I'm going to take. Just enter. Justify and enter. If you see this one, what happens here? 4. Okay, center only, but you see, when we use the flex, it will move to the start. Stretching, that's why we are going to take the center and a gap of 4. We are going to build pages, text to Excel, font, semi-bold, BG, text, 4. White, I automatically do white only. Y-axis 4, Y-axis 2. Okay, rounded corner. And then going to decrease this one itself. Okay, here also text, Excel, font, semi-bold, BG, and going to take 400, PX4, PY2, rounded, MD. 2 buttons I have taken here. If we click on this one, it is going to increment. If we click on this one, we are going to increment. But we have did in previously using the use state. For that, but now I'm going to take using the use reducer function, like using the action. If you take here, I'm going to use the action dot type equal to increment. I'm going to perform state plus one. I'm going to perform state plus one. Else, if action.type equal to decrement, I'm going to perform return state minus one. Else or otherwise, else the default means I'm going to leave it the state. It's the state. For that, here I'm going to write on click of. Here I'm going to write the function dispatch type of increment. Type of increment. This is the like this we are going to call the next one on click of second one. This is the decrement. Decrement. If we click on this one, see how this is incrementing. If you click on this one, how it is decrementing. Like this, it we are going to perform. But small things we are going to use the use state only. But if you want to use the like there is a more number of actions like this, like increment, decrement, and if you see to do application, there is a number of actions like add to do, delete to do, edit to do, toggle to do, and update like editor update only. No, both are same. There is a search to do, like if you want to search one thing in the to do, like search to do, like this we are going to perform a number of operations. In that case, if you use reducer function, like it is a customization, it makes the customization our function, like we are going to according to the action we are going to perform. If you take instead of this, I'm going to comment in this. Instead of this if case, we are going to take the switch case also. Action dot type, which will allow you to allow for the strings. Here, case one. Case one is the increment. Increment means here we are going to return state plus one. Case decrement. State minus one. Default. Return state. Return state only. If you see, if you execute and observe the output, one certain refresh, increment is counter is incrementing, decrement is counter is decrementing. If you want to, here instead of this, field and increasing this, and the instead of this, 2 I'm giving, x dot grade 700. You want to take bold of 700. Okay, that's right. Increase and decrease this one. If you want to, like, I'm going to perform like two things, like uh, one is like increment by 5. Like I'm going to add state to action dot payload. Uh, like if you want to take like this also take, but I'm going to show this action dot payload. One thing is like second one is decrement by 5. I'm going to increment by 5 and decrement by return state plus action dot, sorry, not state minus action dot payload. State minus action dot payload. If you take like one more, increment by 5 and decrement by 5. Here I'm going to take 5. Payload I'm going to take here 5 and payload I'm going to take 5. If you see this, and if you want to change this, increment by 5, decrement by 5. See, incrementing, it is incrementing 5. And if you see decrementing 5. If you want to increment only one flag, we are going to use increment or decrement. If you want to increment by 5, increment 5 times, like that. We are going to use increment by 5. If you want to decrease that, we are going to use the decrement by 5. Like that, like this, we are going to write the actions. Like according to the action, we are going to write the logic in the case. In the to do also, in the next class, we are going to see the to do. If you want to delete this one, you can delete. In the next class, we are going to see like to do application, how we are did in the uh, use effect and use state. We are going to perform the to do also same like here. We are going to perform the some of the task actions like add to do action, like edit to update to do action, like delete to do action and toggle the to do. We are going to perform such things in the next class. If you like my content, if you like my explanation of this use reducer, if Please like and subscribe my channel and support my channel.